After 4 games, this Bulls-Celtics series was entering classic territory. So it should be no surprise that Game 5 was even more epic, considering how important this pivotal game is in predicting an eventual winner. While the usual suspects did their damage in the box score, each team had a surprise contributor that boosted their fortunes. But alas, only one team can be the winner, and I'm not lying when I say I'm telling you the truth. Let's start by looking at how Big Baby filled it up for 21 points. By setting ball screens and letting Rondo and Pierce take the focus of the defense, especially when setting the screen to the top of the key, there is not time for the defense to rotate on this nice dime by Rondo. Watch how Pierce sucks in 2 defenders off this inside ball screen. Why Gordon doesn't just ignore the offensively challenged Tony Allen, I have no idea, and this will come back to haunt the Bulls later. And Davis has a wide open 23-footer. Here's an example of Rondo's aggressiveness off the pick and roll, opening up a shot for Davis even if he doesn't directly pass to him. The high step-up screen invites Miller to pressure Rondo 8 feet above the three-point arc, which is head-scratching. The hesitation sucks 2 more defenders into the paint, and that opens up the extra pass back to Big Baby for the open elbow jumper. On the other side of the ball, Kirk Hinrich doubled his normal output, and he benefited from a very useful action that every offense must have, particularly when going up against an aggressive and well-prepared defense in the playoffs: the skip pass. It's a great way to relieve the pressure and take advantage of teams that get out of position to load up on the strong side. Here's how the rotations break down for the defense. After hedging the pick and roll, Scalabrine, as the lowest man, rotates over to pick up the ball screener. At this point, Pierce was in good position on the low block. Big Baby should have sprinted to the weak side to pick up Hinrich in the corner. Instead, he bumps Pierce out of there, and Brad Miller sees the opening and throws a 35-foot strike for the corner 3. As the Bulls attack in transition, this scrambles the defense, and Noah checks out top from the low post, finding Hinrich again open with a nice 30-foot skip pass to the top, and Kirk again knocks it down. Skip passing is one of the 4 must-have actions in any offense, and I got on the court to break them all down. Click the link below to get your copy today. But the real key to this game was down the stretch, when the Bulls took a commanding 10-point lead with 7:19 left in the fourth on this Rose fadeaway. But the Celtics came roaring right back with another step-up screen for Rondo. It collapses the defense. Check how Ray Allen sets a brush screen on Salmons, opening up a shot for Pierce in the corner. However, the loose ball gets back to Rondo, who takes his time, sizes up Rose, then check the delayed Euro step-through before any help can get there. I could see why Rose wouldn't like the offense. It left him dribbling in place way too often, waiting for a floppy set to emerge, with either a pin down for Gordon or Salmons. The offense stalls out, and Rose is now left to create something with only 7 seconds on the clock. Rondo gets away with an inside arm whack at the dribble. He comes loose, and Rondo comes flying down the court and gets the dipsy-do off the glass. Here's a pin down by the Celtics that is well defended by Gordon, and most of the time, with floppy sets, the offense falls apart if they don't get a shot. On the reset, it's Allen driving past the big instead of Rondo, and here's a skip pass that gets a wide open shot. But like I always say, once you drive and kick, the faster you replace the three-point line, the more likely you'll get the shot. The thing with Ray Allen in this game was that he got into foul trouble with contact like this on the shooter. But he also picked up cheap fouls, like this one in transition where he merely runs alongside the ball handler who initiates the contact but still gets the call. And in the fourth, this maddening exchange enraged the Celtics. Understandably so, as this type of contact in the fourth quarter of a critical playoff game should not be called. And it led to this key moment with the Celtics on a big run to get back in the game. On the Iverson cut for Gordon, Allen and Miller get tangled up on the screen. Miller's legs are too wide for a legal position. Allen appears to be trying to get out of the way, and the referee blows the whistle to call a double foul. This was Ray's 6th foul, taking him out of the rest of the game. Of course, you might wonder what Doc was thinking by keeping him in the game after his 5th foul with over 9 minutes remaining. Perhaps embarrassed by the bad call on Allen, The refs decide to absolutely swallow their whistles on this Salmons drive with all sorts of contact. Gordon continues to just back up instead of stop the ball, and Rondo sweeps in with the finger roll. Under 2 minutes, the Bulls clinging to a 2-point lead, and they run the same pick and roll the Celtics did for Rondo right at the free throw line attacking Perkins. Rondo can't go this far under the screen when set this close to the basket. As a result, Rose gets an easy layup. Because the Bulls like to hedge the pick and roll, Noah begins to step up towards the ball on the inside, but Rose allows Rondo to reject the screen. He's too quick as he jumps off the one for the inside hand layup. For the first time in the series, Kendrick Perkins had rim protection presence as the Bulls let Salmons attack Big Baby out top, and because Noah likes to hang out in the mid-range, Perkins is right there to send this shot away. Rondo runs the break perfectly, patiently waiting for Pierce to fill the lane and get the friendly roll on the layup. Confusion reigns as Rose is looking to the bench for the call on this out-of-bounds play. Meanwhile, Heinrich is desperately trying to get everyone organized and in the right place to start. Salmons clearly doesn't know where he should be, Heinrich pushes him out of the way, and there's just no room for this kind of confusion in a crucial playoff game under a minute left on the road. They eventually get into it, and it was promising with Rose attacking Perkins out top, but they're able to switch back and Rose has nowhere to go, committing a costly turnover when he actually trips himself and drops the ball out of bounds. It's time to turn to the truth down low in an ISO, and when he gets into the middle, Heinrich doubles, leaving Stephon Marbury wide open, but he wants no part of this, letting Rondo take the floater, which airballs from 10 feet. Now, here's the situation. Tie game, the shot clock and game clock are 2 seconds apart. There's no need to jack up a quick shot and then give the Celtics loads of time to tie or win. So, naturally, Ben Gordon just tries to attack right away and gets caught picking up his dribble. Rather than wait for a teammate to get open, he gets half a look at the 18-footer, so why not? Just fire it up there, and of course it goes in. Definitely a classic case of a no, yes kind of shot. Down 2, the Celtics must generate a good shot as quickly as they can, and of course that means turning to Paul Pierce, and they force the switch with the handoff, leaving the smaller Rose on him, enabling him to do a spin move at the free throw line and elevating with no fear of the shot getting blocked. Watch how he gathers the ball early with his back to the defender, so won't easily be stripped, then has it up over his head before finishing the spin for a high release. Ben Gordon had been such a hero for them throughout this series that I can't fault Vinny Del Negro for calling a simple isolation out top to win, but it's against a very good ball defender in Tony Allen. So I'd have opted for some other action to force Marbury onto him. As a result, he gets an almost impossible shot to make, it isn't close, and we're heading to the third overtime game of the series. Remember when I mentioned Ben Gordon not leaving Tony Allen to help? Well, here's a simple pick and roll with Allen in the corner. Gordon should absolutely be ignoring him to rotate over on this roll as early as possible. Instead, it's a layup for Perk. With Heinrich picking up Rondo here, he looks over his right shoulder 3 times. I imagine it's to see when the ball screen is coming, but after the second time, he's got to lock in on his man. As a result, he's not prepared for the middle drive, and Rondo gets right into the lane for a somewhat tough twisting floater from 5 feet. Down 3, the Bulls opt to ISO with Ben Gordon against Tony Allen, and this time Allen is all over the place, getting faked out, hustling to recover, but then completely bowling Gordon over while shooting. Just a lot of misplaced energy, if you ask me. Rondo clearly likes his matchup against Heinrich, and again, why is Ben Gordon hovering near Tony Allen? He's got to double this hard and invite Allen to shoot an outside shot, or better yet, put it on the ground. Instead, Heinrich commits the foul and puts Rondo on the line. A lot of times when you call a floppy for a particular player, they'll simply get into the I'm shooting this ball no matter what happens mode. Safe to say that's how Gordon was feeling on this one. Rondo felt it too, so he doubles at the free throw line, but how in the heck does he make this? Since the Rondo-Heinrich matchup had worked well so far, the Celtics turn to it once again, but this time it's Captain Kirk who comes up with a big strip, and even though Rondo gets it back, he's clearly disrupted and fires a risky pass across the lane that Rose picks off. And if you've forgotten his best attribute from back then, it was finishing at full speed with either hand no matter how contested or twisted he was. The Bulls had to have been satisfied with having John Salmons on Pierce in a one-on-one situation out top. Salmons have been getting the best of this matchup thus far, but not anymore, folks. This right-left pull-up with a great contest swishes clean through the net. With a perfect 2-for-1 situation and up by 1, they do the same play, and this isn't a replay, folks. It makes zero sense that Ben Gordon would stay home on Tony Allen. He should be running at Pierce and forcing him to pass. Instead, it's a step back from 17 feet over another good contest by Salmons. But Tony Allen involves himself on the other end when Gordon tries to create something from behind the line to tie it. Despite forcing him to pick up the dribble and double pump, Allen foolishly and clearly fouls the shooter, giving Gordon the 3 free throws that allow the Bulls to tie the game. Can you hear me shaking my head? I swear this isn't a replay. With Tony Allen out of the game, there is no one the Bulls can really leave to double Pierce. So he dribbles the clock down and this time hits Salmons with a left-right pull-up from the same exact spot. Rose is in the area, but the shot drops clean through with 3.4 seconds left, setting up the final possession. The Bulls run Gordon off a cross screen by Miller at the top of the key. This is an automatic switch as Perkins hustles over there. The problem is Rondo doesn't switch. He goes to Gordon too. Easy pass to Miller, who has the whole lane in front of him, but he's slow. And they're able to foul them before he can get the shot off. That said, look at the foul Rondo delivers. To the head, no intention of going for the ball, and it's reviewable. There is no way you can rule this anything but a flagrant 1. 2 free throws and the ball back to the Bulls. The referees decided it's a regular foul, and Brad Miller deprives us of even more drama by blowing the first free throw and then completely blowing the intentional missed second shot when it doesn't touch the rim. The Bulls have to foul. Pierce has to make this interesting because, well, of course, he misses the first free throw, then the second on purpose. The clock winds down and puts the Celtics in firm control of their own destiny, knowing full well that the winner of Game 5 tends to win the series almost all the time. Stay tuned later this week for a real all-time classic Game 6. I promise you won't want to miss it. And watch my breakdowns of the other 5 games here. Feel free to give them a thumbs up, comment below, and hit that subscribe button and adjust your notifications to get alerted each time I drop another video. You in?